Good morning, friends and fellow traders. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options, coming to you with the morning market preparation video for July 27th, 2018. Well, hey, folks, we've had a nice bullish run here in the market and pushing up yesterday, breaking through here on the Dow, breaking through that resistance level up there. Nice move as we pop up through here. Got to admit, it's nice to see some of the bullish follow through that we've been seeing lately. Now we need to make sure that we can hold on to these levels. Hanging on to there will be really, really important. We don't want to see that pull back into here. Let's take a look at the SPY real quick, SPY. Also doing the same, holding up nicely, maintaining this trend, looking good. We do have another resistance level that we have to worry about up here, obviously, all-time high here in the SPY. And I just have the overall, this is just a sense, a feeling, that the market kind of wants to gradually roll up toward that. Now, there is a little bit of tentativeness in the bulls with the failure of Netflix and Facebook. There's a little bit of tentativeness out there. And we could see a pullback before we make an attack up here. But usually when we get this close to a record high, the market tends to push pretty hard to get up there. We'll see if that happens this time. I certainly don't want to predict that. What we do want to recognize right out of the gate here, though, is this is a resistance area that we need to deal with. And we do have the support of price action here and trend holding the market up at this time. Let's take a look at the Qs. Qs hanging in there really well, even after the big disappointment in Facebook yesterday and the record sell-off that it had. So right now it's just kind of hanging in there, holding on to that support level. It could go either way pretty easily. We could see that begin to break down, and we're so close to that trend right now. We really want to see this hold on and get some energy to pop up. And perhaps the earnings out of Amazon, just what the doctor ordered, we might get a little bit of a move up and a little bit of hold in that area today. So watch that closely. Watch those support levels. On IWM banging its head up against this resistance, and it just seems to continue to try to push through, but as of yet hasn't been able to breach that level. But so far we're doing okay. There's no signs here yet of major trouble, except for the fact that we have failed here a couple of times, and we do want to recognize that if this were to drop below that level there, then we would expect this trend at least to be tested and maybe a little bit of pressure coming on the IWM if that were to occur. Other than that, let's just hope it can push on through, get up above here, hold that as support, and have this trend continue on. Hey, I wanted to mention today, I'm starting to see, well, I've been seeing it for a while, and there seems to be yesterday we had a pretty big change, just a lot of energy showing up in consumer defensive stocks. So you guys might want to take a look at consumer defensives. We're seeing that we may be witnessing a little bit of a quiet rotation by institutions toward a little bit more relative safety, and only because we're seeing so many of that stocks in that tech sector kind of priced to perfection, they may be making that little bit of rotation to safety. You might want to check out that defensive sector. A place you can start would be like XLP, the consumer staples sector. You can see it's been on a nice little rally here going on, pushing up. We're seeing improvements in like XLU utility sector, kind of a relative safety area, and then as well as just straight up consumer defensive stocks like Kellogg's being a consumer defensive, rallying up, breaking through major resistance areas. Lilly breaking through the resistance area. Just these old stodgy companies kind of picking up and showing some strength in those areas. PepsiCo making these nice trends, nice moves up. So kind of keep an eye on those defensive sector stop plays. They are really starting to perk up here and may be signaling possible rotation, and we'll have to keep an eye on that. Let's take a look at the VIX. Now the VIX, whoops, can't type this morning. The VIX just hanging in right here at this support level. Right across here, we're not doing much of anything, not seeing any fear creep in here, and I was worried that we might this week with Facebook and all doing what it did, but no fear seemed to creep in to the market here. So we're doing okay here on the VIX, but we still want to keep an eye on that just in case it does start to perk up a little bit. Let's take a look at T21. Whoops. There we go. T21.22, that 4-week new high, new low ratio. And you can see we moved up pretty nicely yesterday in that move. We're moving up to, we're about here at 80, so we still have plenty of upside room. We're at no risk of reaching that, overcooked area. But we also need to recognize we have significant area to the downside that we could move down. But right now on Friday, the bulls continue to maintain control. They continue to hold on to these trends and looking pretty good overall. They're just kind of hanging in there nicely. So we'll want to watch that pretty darn closely and make sure that that trend continues. The Dow stocks are showing nice improvements just with the relief that maybe the trade tensions are over with Europe. We still obviously have to deal with the China tensions, but maybe catching just a little bit of relaxation or relief that some of that may be behind us. Let's take a quick look at the economic calendar today. Biggest news on the calendar today is this GDP number. Now, the GDP, you've heard the president recently say he'll be happy when he sees a 4 in front of the GDP number, and it looks like that could occur today. The first estimate for second quarter GDP consensus has that coming in at 4.2%. One of the highest growth rates we have seen in a long time. The economy is strong and it is growing. So kind of keep an eye on that. That could certainly move the market today. Also, consumer sentiment is coming in today. That's expected to remain flat where it was last month, but at a very strong level. That consumers are out there spending. They're doing their part, spending that money, keeping the economy going. After that, we only have the Baker Hughes rig count to kind of round out the day. We have another pretty big earnings day on the earnings calendar today, with quite a few companies reporting this morning. By and large, of all the companies reporting, around 80 some companies reporting, the majority of those will be reporting prior to the market open today, with only a few coming in after the fact. So kind of take a look at that. There's a big theme this morning in these earnings in the oil sector, like ExxonMobil reporting this morning, CVX. CVX reporting this morning, PSX reporting today. So you'll want to kind of keep an eye on those. Looks like PSX has reported well and is moving higher this morning. So keep an eye on some of these trades. There's also some of the big things like Goodyear Tire reporting this morning. Some of those bellwether type companies out there, the old stodgy type companies reporting today. So kind of keep an eye on those earnings. Even Weyerhaeuser, our wood supplier for all of this housing that's being built, reporting this morning. It looks like it's gapping up slightly today. Currently, futures are basically flat and mixed. Dow futures are pointing to just a little tiny push up this morning, while the Nasdaq futures and the SPY futures at the moment are pointing to just a little bit of weakness. Just pretty much flat. So, like I say, just a little bit of tentativeness in those bulls right now. They're hanging onto the market. They're not letting it fall, but they do seem to be just a little bit tentative, even though so many of these earnings are rolling in positive. So with that, everyone, hey, I want to wish you all a fantastic weekend and great profits today. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. We'll see you back here on Monday. But if this is the first time you've seen these videos, please do me a favor and click that subscribe button on YouTube, the follow me button on Facebook. Click those thumbs up buttons and drop a comment. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I appreciate all of your kind comments and support. You guys have been great. Please feel free to pass these videos along to any friends and family that you might think. They're free. I don't make money from these, and I never intend to do so. I do this as just a way to help everyone try to trade better, take that first look at the market without a bias, and determine how you want to approach the day. Everyone, have an awesome weekend. We'll talk to you all soon. Take care now.